All right. Good evening, boys and girls. Sorry for the lateness of the hour, but had to get some stuff up for the show. Of course, you know what we're going to be covering tonight, man. We got Donald Trump announcing his run in 2024, and we've got Wakanda Forever. I'm going to give you my thoughts on that one. And it's not, it's not all bad. Not everything I'm going to have to say about this one is all bad. And then, of course, we've got the FTX debacle we're also going to talk about tonight on State of the Atmosphere. All right, boys and girls, welcome to this episode of State of the Atmosphere. I'm your host, Joe, uh, from Joe's Atmosphere, and I want to welcome my guest this evening, Das Wolfen from Pop
Hey,
Culture Minefield. How you doing, buddy?
oh, doing good. How are you?
I am doing fantastic. Real quick
Awesome.
before we get started, I want to show the folks some stuff here real quick just to let you guys know. I'm usually on in the mornings for the morning coffee thing with John and others on Pop Culture Minefield. I'm usually on there, but I have been working on a project for my friends at Excalibur Comics, Cards, and Games in Shreveport. And I just wanted to let you guys know the progress that's going on in this thing. Uh, the first thing I had to do is I had to go in and I had to lay down the colors and stuff, or excuse me, lay down the. I had to prime it, as you can see right there in that picture. It looks like brushstrokes and stuff, but that's just a layer of primer. And then I had to put down the basic white that was going behind it, and this is what it looked like when I left today. I haven't gotten the red in there yet, but just to show you some of the stuff that I've been doing. Hang on, I got a video here. Check this out real quick, and bar your ears. There's a little bit of traffic behind me. Very good friend of mine, high school buddy named Mark Peck, shot that video for me. He works there at the shop, and this is what it looked like a couple of days ago. Uh, I think that was Monday, and then this one I shot today before I left. So it's coming along. This is very anybody that's creative will tell you this is some of the most soul crushing work you can do is doing a sign because it's all straight lines and nothing really crazy, but it's very meticulous work. And this is what it's going to look like when it's done. So I feel like I'm on the right track, but I wanted to let you guys know why I haven't been around. That's what I've been working
Yeah.
on. It's a lot of work, but I'm
Oh,
enjoying it. I'm giving him a cut rate price on it because he is actually going to be the guy that's helping me promote the Privateer when it comes out this spring. I'm going to have a signing party at his place, and the guy that sells books, his front man up front. Okay, the owner's name is Chris, but the guy that is the retail guy up front that you meet to set up your subscriptions with him and stuff. His name is Mark, and I went to school with him. We've known each other since we were knee high to a grasshopper. So, graduated together and all that good stuff. Let's see who's in the chat tonight. I know Vince is there. He says, "Hail, Das Wolfen." Vince Womack is there. The Dork Knight says, "What's up, bros?" So we got a few of our friends in the chat tonight. It's good to see you. So I guess what do you want to start with, man? We had a tie in the poll on the community page. It's either Trump's announcement or Wakanda Forever. Which one would you rather talk about? You're the one that's here, so you tell me.
Oh, let's get Wakanda out of the way.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's get that out of the way. That sounds good to me. Did you go see it, first of all?
Yes, I did.
Okay. I went and saw it too. I had no intentions to go see it. I can tell you that right now, because I am one of the guys that thinks they should have recast the role. I'm a big believer in that. Yeah. But my wife wanted to see it, and so Royal Fox gets whatever she wants. So we took her to see it. And I got to tell you, what I saw wasn't all bad. Some of it made me cringe really bad. But one thing I thought they nailed was not necessarily his backstory, but Namor's character. They nailed him. He's one of those seducing, evil kind of guys, man. And yeah. I thought they nailed that pretty good. I thought that was pretty cool. But man, some of the symbolism they used, oh my God. I don't know how Hispanic people weren't mad at that. You know what I mean? I mean, some of the symbolism in it.
Have you seen Mexican Iron Man's rant?
Yes, I've seen it, heard it. I'm not going to replay it, but and what's this? Martin Acosta saying, "Hail, Dork Knight." Yeah, they're talking in the chat.
Hey, Martine.
And he says hi to you too. Let's see. Also, I was in the backstage area for a while. Were you? Okay. Sorry, I didn't see you. I got on a little bit late. I was looking up articles and stuff at the last minute. I've been working on that sign all day. But anyway, it wasn't all bad, but it comes off
some moments.
Yeah, it comes off more as a tribute to Chadwick Boseman more than anything else. And that's fine, but Black Panther movies going forward, I don't think are going to do very well, because it's just not the Black Panther. I mean, I've always told people, and this is just my interpretation of it, I've always told people there's two guys you don't want to piss off in the superhero world, because if they have time to get ready for you, you're screwed. And that's the Black Panther and Batman, okay? Because they will both mess you up. They will find a way to take you out. You know what I mean? And I just don't get that feeling out of this anymore. I mean, it just, the parts that they should have got a pop from the crowd, like Cherie showing up as the Black Panther the first time. Things like that. They just didn't pop. The crowd I saw it with was unenthused by it. You know what I mean? And I don't know if it was all the bummerness of all the funeral scenes in it, because there's more than one, guys. I mean, I'm not going to go totally spoiler in this thing, but T'Challa's funeral isn't the only thing you see in this movie. So
no.
Maybe it was the downerness of all of that didn't make him react, but I didn't feel that energy in this movie. You know what I mean? And look, you can say what you want. You can call me sexist, whatever you want. There weren't enough guys in this movie at all. I mean, it almost played out at certain points like it was a damn soap opera.
Besides Kublai Khan, because he's technically not Namor. No. I don't care what they call him. He's not really Namor.
Right.
You
understand what I mean about the character, though.
Oh yeah, they nailed the character. But
I thought they did.
The whole backstory. And,
right. Just make him Atlantean already. I mean, it's not a licensed property. I mean, hell, Michael Turner did Fathom, personally my favorite Atlantean character. They have him in every comic book.
Well, and technically, Namor predates Aquaman,
right,
in the comics. So.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But they didn't want they didn't think people could grasp that there's two different Atlantis in two different comic worlds. I guess.
I don't know, but some of the symbolism there, and I don't know if we really need to bring it up, but some of the symbolism with that stuff was just, I was sitting there going, because my wife, God love her, she's the greatest, she really is, but she doesn't see the undertone of things, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you know what I'm talking about, when the way they burned up his back, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What? Oh, come on, guys, really? You think they're not going to pick up on this? Just wow. Let's see. Dork Nice says, spoil it, man. If people haven't seen it by now, they don't care. Well, it's just they kept having. Of course, he's a water breathing character and everything, but they kept having him come out of the water in such a way like it was just, look, the symbolism looked really bad, folks. It did. It looked really bad. And the fact that they had to dry him out, you know, I'm telling you, other people have explained it better than I can, but when I saw it in the theater, I was like, really? They're going to burn up his back, make sure he doesn't have a wet back. I don't get it. I don't get why they would go there. Why would you do that? You know?
Honestly, that one, I think they may have just not seen.
Wow. I couldn't believe it when I saw it. I was like, dude, are you serious? And they can't get away from those little jabs here and there. They're the little political jabs. When Denai opened up the back of that van and saw Homeboy in cuffs and said, "Oh, my favorite colonizer in chains," I was like, "Man, please, are you serious? Why do you go here?"
Wakanda's never been colonized. They've been separate this whole time.
Right. I mean, that's just, look, that movie. I don't know if they had anybody with two brain cells to rub together that wrote it. I really don't. It's just so, and it was so predictable, John.
Yeah.
When she went before the UN and they brought in those, as soon as I saw soldiers drop it, I said, yeah, they're trying to steal the damn whatchamacallit. They're trying to steal the vibranium.
Yeah.
Fair enough, you know. And I was just wondering if it was the French Foreign Legion or if it was the US doing it. That's what I was wondering when I was seeing the scene, you know? And they left that up in the air to you, right? Because they showed the French representative and they showed the American.
Well,
how you doing, Danny? It's good to see you, man.
I'm doing well, thank you.
They did tell you who it was because remember, Okoye turns to the French representative and says something, said something in French. I don't remember what the line was, but it's like,
pretty sure
like,
it was the Foreign Legion was going in there, right? Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, let's see. Christian says, "Hey guys," and Martin Acosta says, Mexican dude enters Wakanda illegally by crossing a river. Yeah, it was just horrendous. The symbolism in this movie. I feel you, Martin.
If I were Latin American descent, I would have been completely offended and insulted by so much in this movie.
Yeah.
But really, I know you were raving earlier when I was listening to you about the character Namor and how they did. I think they did him dirty. I think they did him dirty. I really do. I really think they did dirty.
Well, I'm not talking about his. Now, I'm not talking about his origin. I'm talking about how he acts.
No, okay. So the actor did a great job. The actor did a great job. What I'm talking about is the writing was a huge disservice. Where they ended up with his story, was just so, I don't know, to me, insulting. And then to another point, you need decent male characters, and the male characters they had were either demasculated. You know what I'm trying to say?
Emasculated.
Demasculated. Thank you.
Emasculated.
Or like the only good white dude in the movie ends up getting arrested at the end.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't. There's a lot of. That's why, like I've, you know, I don't know. I don't want to regurgitate what Mikey said, that Mexican Iron Man, but dude, I've listened to his rant at least a couple dozen times
All of
now,
us
and
have. It's been on every other show. That's why I'm not playing it.
It's so
if you
funny,
haven't heard it by now, go look it up. Go watch.
Yeah,
he did a great job on it. Yeah,
but it is so funny because it's true. It was so spot on. Something I want to add that he didn't really say, and this might be me going down a conspiracy rabbit hole, but I really think they should have recast it. Chaz Boseman.
What I opened the show saying, and I've been saying it for months.
And they should have. And I feel like this is going to sound really cynical and shitty. And I'm sorry, but that's how these Hollywood types are. I think they're like, oh wow, we can use this to gender swap Black Panther. And they just hard into it. Yeah, like they
why
like
else
there was
would
no
you do it, Danny?
Yeah.
Why else would you do it?
No, yeah. So I actually I watched the movie illegally, and I don't mind saying it because of Mexican Iron Man. Because I was like, you know what? After that rant, I want to be able to talk about it intelligently with my friends, but I don't want to pay money to support.
Right, you don't want to give support them, and I understand that. But I look, my wife wanted to see it, and I like seeing movies in a theater, so I didn't mind paying the money to go.
No, I feel you, man. I feel you, man. I just I don't want to reward bad behavior. They don't need a participation trophy over at Marvel Studios.
They don't. Absolutely.
But it's funny though, because the downside was as I was watching it was a cam from France. So when they were speaking to I guess you said they were the French Foreign Legion, the subtitles were in French, so it did me no good. I had no idea.
Didn't know what they said, right? What were you going to say,
thank you,
John?
for
what were you going to say?
Oh, I was going to say that I've seen every Marvel movie on opening weekend, and that includes Eternals. So if I went to Eternals, I was going to go to this.
So I used to write reviews for Cosmic Comics, and I used to get to go early, which was always awesome. But I don't know, man. At a certain point, like I went and I didn't see Eternals on opening. I've seen most of them on opening night. I know I didn't see Eternals. And I was literally going to see Black Panther during the next day, like Friday during the day. But I caught Polly's live reaction. I was like, oh, this would be cool because I actually got the notification. And after the shredding Mikey gave it, I was like,
oh man, he destroyed it. Martin Acosta says to you, Danny, not only am I Latin, my father is black. This movie irks me with the portrayal of both races, genocidal maniacs with no fatherly figures. Yeah, it's pretty bad, man. It's pretty bad. Well, boys and girls, if you haven't seen Wakanda Forever and you do want to see it, get off of here in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. The opening scene is the dumbest shit I've ever seen. The Koof killed him.
Yeah.
I mean, you could have put him in a fucking. You could have put him in a fucking suit, or they could have put a stuntman in a suit and had him have a heroic death. Right?
Was it the Koof? Because I thought they were trying to like mirror his real life.
It was a virus of unknown origin. That's what I heard. What?
Yeah.
Am I wrong here, John? That's what I heard.
They say it's a virus. They don't tell you the origin. They don't tell you it's just a virus that they have to fix.
So it was the Rona that got.
He got killed by the Koof. Yes, he got killed by the Koof.
Or monkeypox.
Monkeypox is something.
No, that's the House of the Dragon.
Now, this is what my wife said. She interpreted it as it was cancer. But if it was
cancer, what I thought.
Why not
call
it cancer? Why not call it what it was?
That's true.
No, it was a virus of unknown origin.
I was here early, and you guys didn't see me, and
I'm
you
sorry,
said,
brother.
"No, it's fine." And you guys were like, "Hey, we can talk about this, or we can talk about that," and I'm just screaming at you to talk about the other thing. So I just want to say, whether you want to talk about it or not, did you hear that? Did you hear what Liz Cheney did today?
No, not at all.
Oh my God. If you pull it up, check it out. She shat all over Trump's announcement.
Oh, well, you didn't expect that?
Quote, he will never be president again. No, it's not that I didn't expect. I'm just starting to fuck. I think it's funny that people are finally growing a woman, no less, a Republican woman.
Yeah.
Growing a sack and saying this shit in public. You know what I mean? It's like everybody's so afraid of him, man. You know?
Well, no, I'm not afraid of him. That's
she's not Republican. She only ran as Republican.
Yeah, I was
fixing her father was the most sinister vice president the Republican Party has ever produced.
This is true.
This is true.
This is true.
That doesn't mean she's.
You know you're a gangster when you can shoot one of your buddies on a hunting trip and get away with it and have him apologize to you.
Yeah. And is it just me, or he kind of looked like a DC comic villain? He kind of reminded me of the Penguin. You know what I mean? He had that, he had that like.
You know what? I still haven't seen that movie they made about him. I still haven't seen that thing yet. I need to see.
What movie?
It's Christian Slater playing him. Yeah,
Christian Bale. Yeah, no, I haven't.
Bale,
I haven't seen it either.
I want to see
it
bad. I can't remember the name of it, but I've got to look it up and see it.
Or Five. I haven't watched it yet. Yeah.
I'm sitting here going, "What's the Batman?" No,
we'll get to
the Batman.
Okay, we'll get to the so-called Republican, Miss Cheney. Here in a minute, but let's wrap up the Wakanda talk. Look, there was some good things in this movie, but and most of the good stuff I saw was Namor, and the rest of it I could have done without.
Hey, do me a favor, man. I don't mean to put you on the spot or be an asshole, because what was good in this movie? Can you give me like one example?
Well, I dug the fact that he was steadfast, not going to take any bullshit about this. He was going to get it done no matter what, right? And then in the end of it, I agree with you. The way it ended up was pretty bad. He's sitting there just kind of trying to make an explanation for what
he got his wing clipped and he bent the knee.
Yeah,
and he became like a little
Anyway. Martin Acosta Santana is calling her Miss Rhino. Yeah, no doubt. And our buddy, Just Another Red Shirt, is here. Did I add him to the thread? I think I did.
Be careful, buddy. You know, those red shirts are deadly, I hear.
Dude, Just Another Red Shirt. Let me tell you something. I love his avatar, guys, because that's Patrick McGowan, one of my heroes, okay? And not because I've never seen The Prisoner. I've never seen that show. I've heard I should watch it. But I remember him as the Scarecrow of Romney Marsh back in the day. So,
dude, speaking of something you should watch, I stumbled upon. There's only one episode out. I stumbled upon this show the other day called Tulsa King with Sly Stallone.
Oh yeah, I've been seeing the ads for it. Is it good?
It's good. It's so good. It is so good. Like, why Stallone hasn't played a gangster by now is beyond me. Because, he's big, but now he's old.
Right.
But he walks to the room and he's just like,
did you see his...
It didn't have to go that way.
Right. Did you see his... oh, God, what is the name of that movie? It was
Oscar?
On Prime. No, not Oscar. That silly-ass movie. It is funny, though. That movie is funny.
That's the only other time he got to play a mobster.
Right,
you talking about Samaritan?
Yes, Samaritan.
Oh, I haven't seen Samaritan yet.
Dude, gotta see it. You gotta see it.
It's on Amazon. Amazon expires.
It's not a world-breaking thing, but if you were into shows like, just imagine Unbreakable with a Stallone flair to it, man. That's kind of like that. Yeah.
All right.
It's good stuff.
Going back to Wakanda, I think M'Baku was well done.
Yes, he was.
I mean,
he got his ass for the most part, but then he gets his ass beat right at the end. Like, gets like the
he got that punch. Yeah.
Namor but he came back from that with better armor.
Okay.
Because he's like, okay.
So we did one. I was going to say brother, but he's black, so that sounds weird. We did one dude right. One dude.
Yeah, look, man.
And that's King M'Baku to you.
Yeah, yes. Right? Well, I'm telling you.
So, what do you think? Because, Shuri didn't show up for the challenge. He's king, right?
Yeah. Yeah, nobody else was going to challenge him.
There you go.
Yeah, so he's king.
She wasn't there. She was too busy.
She's Black Panther and he's the king.
She was busy meeting her nephew, right?
Yeah.
That's what she was doing. Yep. Yeah. It just seems.
So can somebody explain to me when that kid was born? So I know there was a blip, that he was blipped out. So
he looked like he was older than 6 or 7.
Yeah, he
would be
like he was about 10.
If she got impregnated before the blip, the kid would be 7 based off the timeline.
Right.
So in the copy I saw, I didn't get to see the after credits scene. I've heard all about it. I've read all about it. I know what it is. I didn't.
Well, the kid didn't look like he was 7. He looked like he was about 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
well, in a world where 25-year-olds play, 14-year-olds in high school.
Yeah, it's just look, it's just more proof to me that these movies aren't made for me. They're made for people like my wife that have never picked up a comic book in their life. That's who they're made for. And she enjoyed it, dude. She did. She liked the movie.
You know why?
I'm sure T'Challa's son is
these movies.
Accurate.
These movies are made for women now, is what's happening.
Yeah. You notice who we haven't mentioned at all that's getting their own series, and this was their first appearance.
I'd rather not mention her at all.
Talk about a Mary Sue, bro.
The only thing I like about that character is her car.
Yeah, that car was cool as shit, wasn't it?
The car was sweet.
It was. But that's another one I have a big problem with.
I don't know how long this show rolls, bro, but I watch my wrestling in real time, and I got one more hour before the go home show. Dynamite
before Full Gear. Is that the next one? Full Gear?
This Saturday.
Is that's the pay-per-view, right? They only have 4 a year.
They only have 4 a year.
Yeah.
Now you got me questioning myself. You did just watch me smoke a joint.
Oh man, look at you trying to get me busted on my own stream. Look at you.
That's not,
you don't do that shit on Pop Culture My Field, do you? No. You should.
Yeah, I do. Well, I did until I had like
an idiot, right?
Oh wow! Did you just call me an idiot? Wow,
I said you act like an idiot. I didn't call you an idiot. You said you're acting like one.
Full Gear. You were right. Full Gear.
Full Gear. Yeah.
But this is the go home show for Full Gear because Rampage is always taped.
Yes, sir.
So I'm excited to. I'm actually, my girl was picking on me, man, because she was talking about like what we're gonna do tonight, and I was like, well, baby, wrestling comes on at 5, so I'll be doing that from 5 to 7, but you've got me after 7 for whatever you want.
After 7, there we go.
Yeah, that apparently wasn't a good enough compromise, but
what?
So she's doing her thing. It's fine. She left.
Okay.
It's okay.
Right. No, she's man. I go for 2 hours on Wednesdays. I go for 2 hours. Your time, I go 3:30 to 5:30. That's what I do.
Okay.
So you can drop out last half hour. We had so much. Let me tell you something. We had a meeting about this show he wants to do. John.
Oh, it's happening.
Gary's I know it is. I know it is. But I gave him a little lesson in the backstory of AEW.
Oh, dude, have we talked since I finished watching it, like the whole thing?
Yes, you told me you were surprised. Remember, I stuck my head in the other day when I was at the comic book shop, and you said, "Hey, you didn't tell me that Stephen Amell was in this thing, man."
Well, no, see, I hadn't finished it though. He was like the second or third match.
Yeah.
I actually finally finished it. Dude, Rey Mysterio looked dope as shit.
He looked dope as hell as Wolverine, didn't he?
Why has he never done that in WWE? That was the coolest thing ever.
They probably would
like, oh my God. That was my favorite. But it sucked that his team lost. I mean, he didn't take the L, but the Young Bucks weren't going to lose.
No, they weren't. Not in their own show that they promoted. It's their one thing. That as far as they knew, that was the one show they were ever going to promote. So
I will tell you what, the Cody match was like. I didn't like it. It pissed me off. It was too. It was overbooked, man. It was overbooked.
It was.
there were a couple times
knew
where like
he was down there cutting
out,
himself when he was under the table, and
like it was
predictable.
It was not just that; it was just overbooked. I mean, because like the referee, at one point in time, like who wasn't there a special ref for that match?
Yep,
was Jerry Lynn, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So there's even one point in the match where the referee goes out. He stops. He's doing the count out, right? And he's like, screw this. And he goes out the ring and he picks the wrestlers up and he throws both of them back in the ring. And then, like, refs don't do that shit. I mean, it's like overbooked. I get it. He's a special guest and he's an ex-wrestler and all that.
Yeah.
That was, you really built that match up for me, though. I really did enjoy that pay-per-view, though. Thank you. I'd never seen it.
Yeah. Well, my favorite part about it was when yes, that match right there, it was overbooked. But the best thing about it was when he won the belt, his reaction to it, because his dad made that belt famous.
Oh, so there were two spots I liked. That one, and then this is going to make me sound like a terrible human. When Aldis dropped the elbow on Brandy Rhodes, that was just
man. Hell yeah, I love Nick Aldis. I'm sorry. I will sing for Nick Aldis any day of the week. I love him. Hang on one second. John, do you watch wrestling at all?
I haven't in a long time. I used to.
Well, then we will get off this subject pretty quick, but I'm glad you enjoyed it, buddy.
No, thank you, man. Any more recommendations, I'm down.
Absolutely. What did you think of Kenny Omega getting secretly attacked by Jericho, though? That was awesome.
That was hilarious. So the lights go out and the wrestlers obviously, I guess, swap spots.
Yes, they did.
But you can tell because all the tattoos, right? They had like, and
you could tell him by the way he was fighting, because I've seen Jericho stomp people in the corner, and that's him. He was just stomping the shit out of him.
That was fucking dope, and apparently he did that to promote his wrestling cruise, because he
cruise
at the end of this thing, his promo is, "I'll see you on the Jericho
cruise." All
cruise.
you've watched is WWE, folks. You don't know this lore behind it. Kenny Omega and Jericho had a big feud in
New Japan. Yeah.
I mean, if you watch the promos for that, they're cussing at each other and shit, attacking each other at fucking press conferences and stuff. I mean, it's pretty wild stuff, man. But anyway.
Well, Japan likes that style. They've always liked. Now, again, I told you I don't watch it, but I've seen like when people are like, "Hey, man, you need to watch like Ricochet versus Will Ospreay."
The crowd reaction's different. That may throw you off because they're silent during the matches. They don't say. They show their approval after the match is over with. They don't interrupt the match for anything.
It's like
quiet.
It's kind of like being a Baptist, right? You're not allowed to interrupt or is that I can't anyway.
But anyway, let's put a wrap on Wakanda Forever and we'll move on to the next thing. Basically, I didn't see much that it was what I expected. But you know what? It was not as bad.
5 points or 10-point system. What are we doing here? Let's
go 10 points. I'll give it a 6. That's what I'd give it. I mean, the production value was good, but the storytelling and stuff was just garbage. I tell you, it's better than the Multiverse of Madness. That's the worst thing I've seen out of Marvel in this phase.
Wow, we have to
than that. So
we'll have to disagree on that, brother.
Whatever.
Podcast right now. Can I call you right back?
I am muting your butt, Mister. I can't mute myself. What do you give it there, John?
Done. Sorry, I was telling him. I was like, So.
I'm gonna give it a 5.5.
Okay.
Because I give Eternals a 4.5.
Okay. See, Eternals, I think it's about the same. Yeah.
So I'm gonna give this the same thing I gave Eternals, and that is a 3.
Martin says Eternals is the worst.
Nah, man, this is a pretty close tie for me.
It's pretty bad.
This is a pretty close tie. There were at least moments in Eternals made me laugh.
Look, let me tell you something. As much and I wasn't planning on going to see Eternals either. Okay, but
I had to for one of these.
My wife is a big Angelina Jolie fan and had to go see that movie. Right? And
that's a better excuse.
To her credit, Angelina Jolie's the best thing in that movie. That little subplot with her and Gilgamesh was the best thing in the movie. And
dude, no,
it was
yeah,
only up
she
there
was
for 10 minutes, you know. So
it's a shame she didn't get that much screen time because she was actually the most interesting character.
Yes,
you know,
by far. And Gilgamesh, you know, was in love with her, but just never said it. You know,
I went into it. I was really looking forward to the Black Knight.
Mm-hmm.
And I was disappointed on what they did with him. Even the end credit scene with Blade's voice.
Right.
No, that was a waste because most people didn't even know who he was because they didn't show him. And like there was this whole was here's where they really so Eternals was basically like, let's imagine that you don't know anything about comics, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
And at all, like today, as of today, like movies, comics, nothing. Let's say somebody tried to release the Justice League or the Avengers, one of those two, with no backstory, no buildup for all the individual characters. The problem with Eternals was they tried to make like Justice League or Avengers before telling you who all these people were.
Right.
Nobody gave a shit. You know, and they did a very poor job in a very long movie that, like, you know, like I could have had an entire movie of the Angelina Jolie Gilgamesh story.
Absolutely. Telling that story would have been great.
An entire movie of that. And I feel like that's where they screwed the pooch. If they it felt like short-term thinking because, you know, they built up the Avengers over a decade. They literally could have done the same thing.
Blueprint's there. Why change it?
They could have done the exact same thing with Eternals. The exact same thing.
Yes.
I do not understand why they did what they did.
Yeah.
Well, the problem, this is a big issue I have with it. And you know, they did this whole plot about the Celestial Tiamat being bored. And
which has never ever been brought up. The whole like Indian Ocean had, like,
as far as I know, it's still there.
Yeah, it's still half out of the water.
Are they gonna retcon it and say it was in like a different multiverse and
Martin
like just
Acosta
never go back?
says the whole Eternals premise is absurdly stupid, and he says the plot was a ripoff of Final Space.
Well, you know why it was the way it was, because the whole point of that movie was to destroy the Earth, because that's what the director wanted to do, and Kevin Feige went no.
Yeah. Well, here's my big problem with that movie, okay, guys? It's very simple. I mean,
how the hell did we get on to Eternals?
Well, because we're talking about the worst movie of Phase 4 is what we're talking about, okay? And
so they was arguing Phase 4
I was arguing
shit, huh? Was Eternals the first one?
No, first was Black Widow.
Yeah, Black Widow was the first one of that.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
So anyway, check it out. This my old boss at the factory said, look, it's really simple. And I'm going to break it down to you very simply, guys. Okay. Now, these Eternals, their entire mission is to make sure that life thrives on this planet so that the Celestial can feed off that and create itself with the planet, right?
Yeah,
and
wait.
Let me finish.
Okay.
They were. This is their mission, to allow life to thrive and protect it so it will thrive, right? But they didn't get involved in the Thanos thing. What was Thanos doing? He was wiping out half of life in the universe. Which would mean half of that planet's life, right? You think they might get off their ass and stop that? Maybe.
Dude, I 100% agree. Like that, there's a multitude of reasons why they weren't ready to do the Eternals yet. They should have done like an Icarus movie. They should have done like.
You see where I'm going with that, though?
Yes, totally. Yeah,
they should have. They tried to explain it in the movie because, you know,
they tried.
Black Knight says, "Why didn't you do something when Thanos was, you know, attacked?"
Can't get involved.
That was their response, was they couldn't get involved because it did involve any of the
because it was pigeonholed into a movie that was already bloated and long, and so they had to describe some huge plot problem with a line of dialogue when
the two butt up against each other, gentlemen. Sorry. Their mission is to protect life and keep it going to create the celestial.
Well, see, that's
and this
the thing
guy
is,
wants
though,
to wipe half of it out. Sorry.
The only person that knew anything about the celestial was the one that was talking to the celestial.
Yeah.
That was some.
I gotta get another Diet
Go get
Pepsi.
your cocktail, buddy. Go ahead.
No, it's just Pepsi.
Do your thing. But you understand what I'm saying. That is the stupidest thing I've ever seen. I was like, oh, come on, please. You know, if this is what we're doing here, then they should have been trying to wipe out Thanos all by themselves.
Well, the only reason we got Eternals was because James Gunn got fired.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be Guardians of the Galaxy there. Guardians of the Galaxy 3 was supposed to be there.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And he was supposed to take over the whole cosmic side of Marvel.
Yeah.
So,
all I'm saying is this is not the worst that Phase 4 has shown us. Wakanda Forever is not the worst of Phase 4. There's a couple of movies that's worse than this one. I would watch this again if you put a gun to my head and said I had to choose between this one, Shang-Chi, The Eternals, and the Multiverse of Madness, I'd probably watch this one above all the other three of those.
I'd watch Multiverse of Madness. I actually enjoyed it. I thought it was...
My wife enjoyed it too. The only thing that saved that movie a little bit for me was the fact that Raimi made it. And there's some Raimi things in there. Like when she comes through that friggin' gong all bent up and all fractured, I was like, wow, that's cool. Let's see. Vince says, isn't Thanos half deviant?
Yeah.
In
the comics, but they tend to ignore that when it's convenient. They didn't really talk
about that, though. No. And then Martin Acosta Santana says, why would you make a bunch of robots with different abilities and program them to believe they are organics? Let me tell you something. The thing that pissed me off in that movie, there was a scene that pissed me off in that movie. The gay techno guy, when he was boo-hooing because of what we did with nukes standing in Hiroshima, I was like, motherfucker, do you know how many lives that bomb saved?
Yeah.
You silly son of a bitch. Don't be rewriting history. Jeez.
Well, and that's because that's what those people, the woke individual that are writing that does not understand the sacrifice that was chosen.
Yeah.
It was either because the Japanese people would have fought to the last.
They would have fought to the last man unless we did something like that. That is a fact. They would have. Yes. Martin Acosta says, just make your Sentry bots with all the abilities, or you could do like Trask Industries and make Sentinels and make them be able to steal powers and just mess you up with your own shit. Yes. And Vince Womack says,
exactly.
Who makes a deaf robot? Yeah, right. Yeah, or a gay robot. See, this just please go away with this. It's silly. But there's three of those movies I would rather. I liked Namor's character. I did not like his backstory, but he's a seducer in the books. Hell, he tried to steal fucking Sue Storm away from Reed Richards
more than once.
Books. Come on, man. You can't tell me he wasn't trying to hook up with Sherry there, and when he was trying to seduce her, man.
Yep.
So I thought they got his character right. It's just the origin of him. He should have been Atlantean.
If that wouldn't have been Namor,
mm-hmm.
and it wouldn't have been a Marvel movie,
mm-hmm.
it would have been at least a 7.
Yeah. Right. If they hadn't smashed what we already know as a great character. And I didn't like the fact that they didn't call him the Submariner once in that fucking show. I was like, come on, man, call him by his nickname.
Yeah.
Because the guys that work on the sea, they're scared of him. That's what they call him. I mean, come on. Yeah. But anyway, we're going to move on from that. We're done beating up Marvel. I mean, they don't need our help to beat them up. But I'm just saying it's a bad movie, but it's not the worst movie I've ever seen. I've seen a lot worse than that, Let's see. The Dork Knight. If you take a look at Black Adam versus Black Panther 2, I can't because I haven't seen Black Adam yet. You see one cast and crew who cared about fans and one who didn't. Don't forget, my man, Mr. Knight. If we'd have gotten the Black Adam that they originally made, you might be singing a different tune. Mr. Zaslav had a hand in how that movie looks. So, and I heard they did a lot of cutting to that movie and a few reshoots. So
I'm not going to say how I know this, but I happen to know that there is a full HD copy out there you can get your hands on. It's just got Korean subtitles, but it's out in the wild. So if you really want to see it and you don't want to pay money for it, you can. This is Black Adam we're talking about, not.
Yes, I want to see. I want to see Black Adam, Dork Knight. No doubt, brother. I want to see it badly. Yeah. I just haven't found the time. I don't know if you saw the beginning of the show, but I showed what I've been working on, man.
You're busy.
Seen it yet. Especially since you are a wrestling fan, the movie is just like long wrestling match. Laugh out loud. Yeah, my wife told me it's about 10 minutes of exposition, and then buckle your seatbelt. It's on like Donkey Kong. Yep. Yeah, that's my kind of movie. What I really want to see is my boy Pierce Brosnan as Dr. Fate. That's the entire hookup for me that I want to see.
He's amazing in that role.
I'm sure he is, because look, you can say whatever you want about that Irishman, man. That guy, I have not ever seen a movie, even the cheesy ass volcano movie, Dante's Peak.
I like Dante's Peak.
I have not. Well, you like every disaster movie that's ever been
made. I know.
Pierce Brosnan is gold in that movie. I know there's a scene where I'm not spoiling anything. I'm gonna be very, very vague. There's a scene where a lot of stuff's going on, and he couldn't give two shits, and it's so funny.
He's Dr. Fate. He ain't got to give two shits. Let me tell you something, guys.
There was another scene where something happens. He's like, I'm just gonna stay out of this one,
right?
Or something like that.
He's a wise dude. My entire, and I've told John this before. My entire knowledge of the DC universe is from a video game.
No, I know, dude. You had me download it.
Yeah, and
I
love Dr. Fate, man. That's one character I was introduced to that I really want to learn more about. Is that guy right there? Because apparently he's a different person without that helmet on.
Yeah,
right. He gets taken control of by the Lords of Order. Am I saying this correctly?
Yes.
Yeah, and it's all about order with him. He's got to do whatever it takes to keep.
Hey, it's order. 420. Smoke him if you got him.
Yeah, I hear you, brother. I hear you.
See, it's Naboo is the name of the Lord of Order, if I remember right.
Okay, all right. Yeah,
the planet from Star Wars.
Have you guys ever played
or something like that? No,
it's exactly like that. It's just it may be spelled different, Danny, but yeah, it's pronounced the same. I've heard that before. But anyway, have you ever played the game? God, what's the name of it? It's a fighting game, Injustice 2. The storyline's badass. Yeah. I bought it. I bought it because I'm a big Supergirl
PlayStation
fan.
4.
Yeah, it was on PlayStation 4 when
it's on PC too.
Yeah, but I love Dr. Fate in that game, man. If you play him right, you can't get near him, dude. You cannot get near that guy. He just float backwards and just blow you away with all kinds of distance attacks.
Dr. Fate?
Yes. Hell yeah.
And
it's bad as hell.
It's
I like Nightwing and his staff.
Is how you say Naboo in
what
DC.
Is it?
NABU.
NABU.
Instead of NAB.
Oh, I think. Yeah, double O. Yep. Let's see.
So
what is Martin talking about? Why would he give two shits? He already knows the outcome of the situation. Yeah, he's talking about Dr. Fate. Yeah. Shit, yeah. He knows the outcome. No doubt.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, dude. If
bro, if I send you a link,
okay,
you gotta watch it.
Okay.
The Black Adam.
I don't have to watch it on my show. Not right
now.
No,
not at all. No, okay. Of course not, man. You gave me a homework assignment. I watched all in 2018.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to give you one. You can watch
when I've got time. I will watch it. Yes, absolutely. But anyway, okay. So we have we wrapped Wakanda?
Yeah.
Any last thoughts on Wakanda Forever?
No.
Okay.
You were
don't spend your money. You're not missing nothing.
5.5, 3. Is that correct? Was it 6?
I gave it a 6. I gave it a
6, 5.5,
and
3.
you gave it a 3. Yeah, you didn't like anything about it. Yep. And the symbolism in that movie, it's no wonder Mikey is pissed.
It got one for the surprise appearance of Creed.
Okay.
That was dope.
That was interesting. That was very interesting. Yes.
I had to give it a point for that.
Okay. I knew it was coming. I knew.
Did you?
I
didn't see it coming.
I thought it was going to be her mom.
I thought it was going to be because the actor that played the dad, even though he died, he's still alive. I thought it would have been more likely to be.
Yeah.
Well, the reason why is because she's all she cares about is getting vengeance for her family.
Yeah,
that's all she cares about. So when she took that art-shaped herb, she went her. I'm like, yep, she's going to see Killmonger.
Oh,
okay. Man. Well, you're just.
Martin says phrasing. But
thank you, Martin.
That was cool. But and to your point, John, she was all about vengeance, and I guess when she saw her, that was another point that was missed. That it didn't have the impact it should have had. When her mom said, "Show him who you are," and she decides not to be vengeful all of a sudden, I was like, "That's really just okay." All right.
Yeah, that was
whatever. It was lame.
As Matthew Kadish would say, that's just lazy writing.
It is. It was just lazy shit. We're just supposed to buy all of it, and yeah, just whatever.
So that covers all that. So we've got another topic to get to.
Yes, we do.
Extremely controversial.
Let's do it.
The other one, boys and girls, is of course that gentleman named Mr. Trump. He had his announcement, his big announcement he told everybody he was going to do last night on Mar-a-Lago.
Bro,
and
did you guys see?
Just hold your horses, young man.
Sorry.
Hang on. I got to share something here. Okay? Hang on. We're going to hear it from his mouth. Okay? Here we go. Let's see.
From the horses or the orangutan's mouth.
Is that what we're going to call him? Oh my gosh. All right, let's see. Here we go.
I'm just making jokes, people. Don't send me death threats.
I know it. Here we go.
In order to make America great and glorious again, I am tonight announcing my candidacy for President of the United States.
You got to show the Liz Cheney clip if you're showing this.
He's lost a little weight. He's lost some weight too.
Yeah, he has. Yes, he has.
He's been getting into fighting shape.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you, all of you.
Well, he's getting older. I mean, how old is he now?
78.
Not old enough.
So many incredible friends and family here tonight. It's such a beautiful thing. Some people say, how do you speak before so many people all the time? When there's love in the room, it's really easy. If you want to know the truth, it really is.
Or, you're an egomaniacal narcissist.
He's 76, not 78.
If you're
he'll be 78 when the election
that
happens.
Was the big thing last night was Mr. Trump announcing his candidacy. Excuse me real quick while I kill it. Let's see.
So you know what? Did you guys
talk amongst yourself? And
Dave Chappelle was the host of SNL Saturday, and I don't watch SNL, but I happened to see, thankfully, because Dave Chappelle was trending, and I'm like, ooh,
it's nice to see that SNL had the balls to put him on TV.
Oh my God, dude! And they let him he was cussing and stuff. This was an NBC. I was surprised. And they didn't beep anything out. He said well, I don't want to get in trouble again. The N word, since I'm white and I have to say that now, even though whatever. The other goddamn, he said goddamn a lot, a lot actually. Yeah. I think he even dropped in one shit, but he did his monologue was basically just him doing a 12-minute stand-up bit, on SNL. And it was so funny. He did this thing on Donald Trump trying to explain to people why, Trump's probably going to win again. And you people are stupid because you live in a bubble and I live in like Iowa or wherever the hell it is with a bunch of poor white people. And I hear what they say. And dude, you got to find the clip. It is so funny. I mean, like, not on your show because like NBC will claim you. Right. But it is so funny because he said, he's what I like to call an honest liar. I think that's what he said. And he said, because here's why. Because he said he was the first person on a public platform to yell in a white woman's face, in his words. Okay, I'm paraphrasing. Obviously he's talking about Hillary Clinton, saying that the whole thing is rigged, everything's rigged, and the retort is, no, it's not. And he's like, I know it is because I work it. I work this rigged system. And there's like, and then she was like, well, you don't pay your taxes. He's like, yeah, I don't pay my taxes because you won't change the tax code because all of your cronies and donors and blah, blah, blah. They all, this is Dave Chappelle. You gotta watch it, dude. It's so funny.
Donald Trump from fucking.
But he's quoting, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Donald Trump said the same
and then,
thing.
Yeah, no, exactly. That was his point. And he's like, and that's why. Because Donald Trump was like the first, he said he's the first motherfucker to come out that White House and say, hey, everything you think we're doing, we're doing it.
We're doing it.
Now I'm going to get back to it. Deuces.
Yeah, see ya. Yeah.
And
dude, you got to watch it. It's like 12, 13 minutes. It's really good.
Yeah, when he sold weapons to the Saudis, he comes out and says, that's the best deal. We're going to make the best deal. We're going to,
Yeah, it's going to be the best thing ever. The greatest. Yes. I mean, look, guys.
Look, all I know is my life wasn't ruined under Donald Trump. My life has been completely ruined under Biden.
Thank you.
And me,
that was going to be my point. I'm not one of these guys that simps for Donald Trump. I have friends that do.
I don't like him, actually. My dad is like a Kool-Aid drinking member of the Donald Trump fan club.
The Donald Trump forum. But look, okay, for instance, when he ran the first time, I put my money behind Tulsi Gabbard. That's who I was pulling for, right?
I like Tulsi.
Okay, I love Tulsi, and
I was going for that. What's that dude's name? Greg Johnson.
Well, yeah. And my daughter pulled for him too. Was that Libertarian? Was he Libertarian?
No, he was Green Party. No, because normally I would vote Libertarian, but I didn't like her. Other chick.
She went for him too. But anyway, that's who I was behind.
Gary Johnson. I mean,
Gary Johnson. Yeah. We know who you're talking about. And anyway, hang on just a second. What's Martin saying? The Last of Us 2 all over again. Whoa, what you talking about, man? Talk to me. What did I miss? I'm sorry. I was so busy looking up stuff for my man here.
I'm not sure what that's about.
See. Yeah, Tulsi. I like Tulsi, he says. Let me know what that last comment was about, though, man, because I got a lot to say about Last of Us 2 if you want to talk about that. Let me tell you. But anyway.
Well, hey, man, I got a hard out in 25 minutes, and we still like.
Mr. 25 minutes. Is this the clip that you're speaking of? Is this it?
Is it from today?
As Cheney agrees with biggest loser label for Donald Trump.
Is this from today?
This is from an article from.
No, I don't think.
Liz Cheney is confident.
Okay, this is it then. Okay,
yesterday.
All right.
Okay. All right. Hang on. Let's see. Let me get this going. I think I got the sound.
Fare very well this week.
Shush up.
And the fact that election deniers did not fare very well this week. Do you feel like Trump's influence over the Republican Party is waning, or is it, if he announces, do you think he'll be a likely nominee?
Look, I think that, my view obviously was after January 6th, the party should clearly have said that is a line that can't be crossed, and should clearly have said, we're not going to be in a position where we're embracing insurrection or excusing it or whitewashing it. And so, I thought that was obvious, and certainly.
God, I hate how long-winded politicians are.
Elected officials in my party did not do that. People talk about Donald.
Reminds me of my second ex-wife.
These days as the biggest loser, and I think that's true. If you look at the the record from 2018, from 2020, from the special election in 2021, from 2022. So I think that's an important point. I also think, though, that as a party, we need to be clear that we should not be embracing him even if he were a winner, because what he's doing and what he advocates is so dangerous.
Well, she never once said the quote that I was looking for. That was like
okay.
Wonder if people were. It doesn't matter. Anyway, the point is, get your popcorn, people.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun.
I would like to rebut
Tulsi was the WEF youth, WEF. Somebody tell me what this elite stuff means.
I don't know what that means either.
I don't know what that means.
I've
whatever.
Heard that
fuck.
Also
was in the. I don't know.
Let's see. Martin Acosta says Shuri changing her vengeful mind at the last moment was the same thing as Ellie did in Last of Us 2. Oh my God.
Okay. Yeah. So there you go. Some more,
you know what, Martin?
More bad
you nailed
writing.
that. You nailed that.
Right.
That was absolutely right. Oh my God. Yeah, that's horrible.
World Economic Forum.
Batman had Martha moment, and Vince says World Economic Forum. Okay.
I would like to kind of rebut something here.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Everybody, she's going on about January 6th.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it nobody said a word about months of riots and fires and people dying?
Yeah.
And they were supporting those people. They were bailing them out, giving them no bail, no jail time. Mm-hmm. And yet a bunch of old ladies and a bunch of a few crazy people.
Bearskin crazy people?
Yeah.
Oh, whoa. Shit. Hey, we got a new guy.
Yeah.
Man.
No,
What's up, bro?
Have his peace. This is Matt from
I feel like Hollywood Squares now.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Exactly. Doing good.
Yeah, we're talking about the big announcement from Mr. Trump last night. And let me before we go any further, I want to make sure that the host's perspective on this is understood. Okay.
Yeah.
I have several friends that are big time Kool-Aid drinkers, as Danny calls them, of Mr. Trump. Myself, the only reason why I voted for him the time he got elected was because I wanted to see somebody other than a politician in the White House. That's why. That's exactly why. And
that's how he got a lot of us, brother.
Like I said, I did not want to. I was pulling for Tulsi. That's who I wanted. That's who I gave money to. I put my money where my mouth is, guys. Sometimes I hate doing it because you hear from them 24/7 afterwards. And but to Tulsi's credit, she didn't do that to me. Of course, she's pretty much dropped out of the political arena right now. For right now, hopefully she gets back in it. But
she's a Fox News correspondent now.
She is, and she's got her own podcast. And
she's on politics, bro.
She has served.
She's making that money now.
She has served king and country, and she should go make all those dollars she can. She did her 2 tours in Iraq, and more power to her. And that's why I pulled for her, guys.
But we can't get somebody like that. We can get these like silver spoon-fed white guys.
Well, look, I was having this discussion with my buddy Mark. He and I are talking while I'm working up there. He shot that video of me painting the sign earlier, and guy I grew up with, guys. And
you're smarter than me, man, because when I do work for my comic book shop, he pays me in comic books. It sounded like you were getting money. So
I'm going to get either money or I'm going to get or I'm going to get a little bit more than the money I would get in trade.
In-store credit, right?
In-store credit, but that's a good thing because there's a lot of statues like my girl here.
Dude, that's so funny, man.
Danny, stop trying to derail me. Let me finish my point here. I am not a Kool-Aid drinker for Donald Trump, but you know what? My wallet was a lot fatter when he was in office.
Yep.
I know there was a lot more oil drilling going on when he was in office. Okay? So if it comes down to the current administration and Mr. Trump, I don't give a shit what Miss Cheney says. She can kiss my ass. I'm voting for Donald Trump.
So I hate to. I already said that. Same boat, bro. Yeah, same exact boat. Like I don't.
We've
like
discussed
Donald
this
Trump.
before.
Yeah, but when he was president, best year of my life.
Yeah.
Best year of my life was probably like the 2018 to 2019 fiscal year, man. I was like,
before COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, also like right before, that was an election year. Trump lost.
Go ahead, Matt.
Biden
You got
took
something
over.
on your mind, man. What you got?
Well, I just don't know what the deal is with guys like Bill Kristol, Meghan McCain, Mitch McConnell, Liz Cheney, Adam Schlesinger, that they seem to want Republicans to lose. And if you're going to be a member of that party, you should want that party to win their races.
You would think.
We need a third party, man.
Now, he did say, listen to me. He did say, I heard him on a news break earlier today saying that they were, this was McConnell. He said that they were going to concentrate on the Georgia race. Now, I don't know how good an effect that's going to have. Personally, I don't think he has a chance.
I have a question about Mitch McConnell.
Go ahead.
Is he turtly enough for the Turtle Club?
I don't know, man. I don't know. He's just, God.
Well,
have we got any news on the House and Senate stuff? Like, is the Herschel Walker runoff or whatever going to be a big deal or no?
Well, that's what we were just talking about.
Not as big of a deal now.
Yeah,
I mean, still important, but not.
Because like two Republicans won, right? Since the other day.
Danny, listen. What it comes down to is even if Herschel Walker wins, they have a majority in the Senate just because
even if he loses.
Because of the vice president's vote.
It's back to 50-50.
Oh, it's back to 50-50?
Yes. If he wins, it's 50-50. Okay. So, but we did get the House.
Yeah, barely.
We got the House. It's a done deal. Pelosi's out as speaker.
Good.
So, yeah.
And unfortunately, it's going to be Kevin McCarthy as speaker.
Have they already picked him?
I mean, look.
That's what they're pushing for.
There should be
the GOP.
These people should have term limits. Nancy Pelosi is a relic of the past who, like, I don't care who takes her job over. She does not need to be doing it anymore. She was doing it when I was in freaking high school, and I'm in my mid-40s. So I don't want to.
What is it with guys named Danny going on rants about term limits?
The FTC.
Because there should be term limits.
My brother does that. That's why Matt's laughing. My brother does that on our show, too. Yeah.
FEC needs to investigate the Pelosi's for insider trading.
Well, yeah. That's pretty damn obvious.
Dude, she looks like a comic book villain. You know what I mean? Just like,
oh my God.
She is straight up Cruella de Vil.
Yeah.
I had a I forget who I said it to, but about 2 days before the Paul Pelosi attack happened. That happened on I think maybe a Thursday night.
Oh, you mean his grinder date gone wrong?
Yeah, grinder gone wrong.
That's what it's starting to look like.
It was late.
You notice they're not talking about it anymore.
That I think it was that Wednesday night. I told somebody, I said, there will be a false flag. I don't know what it will be. I don't know who will be involved with it, but there will be an event that will happen prior to, Election Day that will be engineered to get sympathy for the Democratic Party at large.
Okay, listen, guys, I've got to run to the bathroom real quick. John, since you were here first, you're my co-host, so you control these fellas for a second. Matt, continue with your point, and I'll be right back.
And lo and behold, you have that attack that happens in the wee hours of Friday morning. There was, as far as we know, there's not a lot of information being released, but there was no forced entry. Paul Pelosi knew the guy's name, referred to him as his friend, approached him when the police arrived instead of walking away from him.
The glass was knocked out, not in.
Yeah.
In the window.
Right. They won't release any of the footage. And again, I get the whole, it's an ongoing investigation type deal, but we'll never get that footage. That's the thing. Even if the case was closed, we're still not going to get the footage of how the guy got in the house, because I think there's a good chance that it's incriminating, in the sense that it was potentially not a forced entry, and not that event was necessarily planned.
Yeah.
But it was certainly used as a as a, woe is us, if you don't vote for us, these are the kind of things that'll happen type things. Whereas the guy that committed the attack, was a San Francisco
lefty.
nudist.
Yeah, he's a hippie lefty.
Right.
To go back to the Trump thing, my thing about Trump is I don't like him as a person. He's a scumbag. He's a sleazebag. He is misogynist. He's everything that they claim he is. But I didn't vote for him because of his personality. I voted for him because he was going to fix the economy, which is what he did up until COVID hit.
Yep. And I voted for him for his policies, not for his personality.
Yep.
The problem is there are too many people that they cannot separate the two.
Yeah.
And you have to be able to.
Who were you talking about?
Trump.
Oh yeah. The TDS thing is it's a killer. It will cripple you. I don't know how you guys are. I'm not spiritual, but I am a man of faith. I can't see giving anybody that kind of energy. It sure seems like if you don't agree with somebody, then just go ahead and back the people that you do agree with. You don't have to go railing against somebody like some of these guys do for no damn reason. It's just, I don't know why you'd let people affect you like that. Yeah. Mean tweets. Is that what it is? I mean,
yeah, they were throwing fit about mean tweets. And I'm like, there's more going on in the world than having your feelings hurt their power.
The whole Operation Warp Speed thing had someone with a D next to their name been able to put that together. The left that hates Trump so much, they would have built monuments. Had Biden or Obama been able to coordinate that many different moving parts together and get the jab out as quick as they did. Now, I'm not saying I'm for the jab. I'm just saying, it was logistically, it was not an easy thing what they pulled off with that.
No, not at all. Let me get these comments real quick since I was gone for a second. Martin Acosta says that before the dark times, before the unspecified virus of unknown origin. Vince Womack says, but didn't Nancy pass the bill that makes it legal for senators and companies to trade with inside information? Did they pass a law like that? I don't think they did. I'm hoping they didn't. See the bright side. Instead of drinking and driving, he got hammered at home.
Oh, that's bad. That's bad.
That's cold, Vince.
It's also rumored that the guy
Martin Costa Santana like that one too.
It's rumored that that Pelosi had a young male with him in the car whenever he did get his DUI, and that wasn't reported who that was.
Look, you and I discussed this on an episode of the show once. I believe you and I did about every time I saw that helicopter picture, that back door, I'm like, how in the fuck did anybody get that close that they didn't know what's coming into that house? How did they do that? Because for sure that they've got security that would have killed somebody if they tried to get that close to that house.
Yeah, I think they had the same camera operator, at the time the event happened as the that they had in the New York City jail when a certain
when a certain guy that had a certain island all of a sudden suddenly expired for no reason, right?
Right, and the cameras, quote unquote, weren't working
for some reason. Yeah, it's just. I mean,
so speaking of cameras working, have you guys been watching the Artemis launch stuff at all? And their burn footage.
Please fill me in. Please fill me in.
Martine, and Gary were up this morning watching it live.
Okay, good. I just want to make sure that nobody on this panel is a flat earther, right?
No.
You haven't seen my shirt? I wear the shirt says "not flat." We checked.
Okay. Okay. All right. Because I didn't realize this was a controversial topic.
My brother will challenge you on the moon landing, though. He will challenge you on that.
I brought, you know what? That's more feasible than a flat Earth. But no, I couldn't even talk to and he's a friend. It sucks. Like I can't just like not be his friend anymore. I've known him for like 15 years, but he's convinced the Earth is flat, and he wouldn't even talk to me about Artemis without going on to this tirade. And I was like, hey man, I got a call from somebody else. I gotta go.
I gotta go, bro. I love
you.
it.
Mannequins.
I gotta change the channel.
Everybody knows that Stanley Kubrick shot the moon landing, but since he insists on realism, he insisted that it be shot on location.
That's what my brother. That's awesome, man. That's awesome.
I actually have heard that joke before. It was still fun.
That's great.
And they had to do 300 takes. No,
right? 300 takes. So what is Artemis? What's the mission? Tell me, fellas.
They're going to the moon, man.
Going back to the moon.
Yeah.
Are we going to land?
This one doesn't. It's going to orbit.
No. It's going to orbit. Okay.
But it's got cameras on it, and what's cool is for all those flat earthers out there, there was a really cool shot of Earth where it was really more like oblong, like it actually is in reality, not these Photoshop things that NASA puts out,
like an ovoid or whatever the term is.
Yeah, kind of like almost like an egg. It was cool to see that. You know,
it's kind of a flattened sphere is what it is because of the spin.
Yeah.
So it's not completely perfectly circular.
Not all of you guys that think that we're dying of global warming and all that stuff. The sun has a lot to do with it, and the spinning of the Earth has a lot to do with earthquakes and all that good stuff. And
look, man, I love you, brother. I don't want to get into this debate, but I mean, there's empirical data that shows that mankind has exponentially increased the amount of green gas that has caused.
Yes, but I also know those green gases,
whatever you want to call it, global warming and stuff.
Right.
So
they also fuel the plants we need to make oxygen so we can survive too. So
I would like to state for transparency that I'm in full support of global warming because I want oceanfront property within driving distance of my house.
Oh shit,
man! I've been waiting for California to fall off into the ocean for decades.
Did you guys see the pictures coming out of Florida, that last tropical storm that hit? And the beach erosion that was going on there?
Yeah.
Did you see that? That was scary looking.
I live in the desert, man. I don't give a shit about that. That's why
it was on the national news. You know, my wife has coffee in the morning. She's got Good Morning America on. Did you see the pics, Matt?
I have not.
Dude, places half their house falling in. And we're talking.
Do you want to show us, man? You know, there's this cool device that we all have access to.
I was just asking if you'd seen it.
And I know on the West Coast they have a lot of issues with erosion.
Yeah,
but
But where I'm at is perfect. Like I said, I'm just waiting for the big one, so California just breaks off into the Pacific Ocean, and then all of Vegas is beachfront property.
Well, here's my deal about global warming. I've got no problem buying a Tesla and having an electric car. I have no problem
I want
with
a Tesla so bad.
When you make it affordable for me to buy that car, I'll buy that car. But right now, the only affordable ones run on gas. Sorry.
Well, I mean, you can get you can get the Model S for $35,000.
$35,000. You know how much I pay for a car? $8,000. I buy old beaters, man.
No,
That's
you know.
what I buy.
You know.
35.
You know what I'm driving right now, man? I'm driving a 2008 Sebring convertible. That's what I'm driving.
I'm driving my 2 feet because my transmission went out, but I did sell I did sell it yesterday.
Yeah.
Got rid of it.
I'm cool.
Well, that's
For
very
$35,000.
That's very green.
Yeah, that's as green as you can go. If for $35,000, that's the absolute base model that does not include shipping, that does not include anything.
No, it doesn't include I know, dude, because trust me. Back in 2019, I had I'd been saving because I'd wanted a Tesla, and I had like $30,000 saved for it, and because all their advertisements, all this crap. So when I got the auto nav and all the just like what I considered the base features of what makes a Tesla cool, not even like going all ape shit with the stereo and the wheels or whatever. It came out to like 65. And I didn't want to put $30,000. Like I was trying to buy the car outright, maybe finance 10 grand. I didn't want to finance, 40 grand that would turn into, 100. So it is very misleading. I will say that.
Here's that footage you wanted to see, my friend. Hang on one second. Don't need to share sound for this. Let me go ahead.
Oh my God, where's this at?
Florida.
What part of Florida?
Nicole.
Yeah, so like
the southwest part of it, I would think.
Yeah,
the southwest, not the eastern part. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. I don't watch the news anymore, man.
Yeah,
look at those houses.
Nicole went up the.
And it wasn't a very strong storm.
No, it was.
But they were still.
Hurricane.
They just had one not too long ago. Look at these houses.
That's like when I lived in. Yeah, man. It's like when I lived in Kansas. I lived there for a year when I went to college. Tornadoes, man. Like this, it looks almost like a tornado ripped through there, not a hurricane. That's crazy to me.
Well, you see, the houses are split in half because the soil underneath them fell in.
Is that what happened?
Yes.
Yep. Oh, okay. I just thought maybe it was just like the.
Nope. This is soil erosion, bro.
Damn.
This is the beach eroding.
Well, you know what? They need to do something about that. They probably shouldn't have. Like, there's probably scientific tests they can do to see, like, if this kind of shit would happen. If it does, you know what? Hey, houses aren't allowed here anymore. Like,
yeah,
just like California is, specifically San Francisco. When the big one happens, it's going to flatten. Why? Because they built all that land on reclaimed land. And it's just like Jello when an earthquake happens, it liquefacts. There's liquefaction that happens, and all the buildings will just fall over.
Is there any truth to this? There's this whole like I've lived here in Vegas for like 13 years, and there's kind of like this urban legend that we've got the most hollow, like ground under us for whatever reason. Have you guys ever heard anything like that, or is that just some?
I know you've got a lot of tunnels in Vegas, storm tunnels and everything.
Oh, dude, do you not watch? I want to say bye real quick. I'm sorry, Joe.
It's fine, buddy. You do your thing.
Yeah. Dynamite starts in 6 minutes.
Right. Hey, look, I'm gonna watch it live. You tell them what's up, man. Tell them what's up with what's going on. What are we doing?
Well, I don't know what you're doing. I'm about to go watch Dynamite, which airs on TBS.
You goon. Tell them about the show we're going to do in a couple of weeks.
I know. So starting in 2 Sundays, hold up. Let me pull up the calendar. I know what you meant, man. I was trying to be funny. So the final Sunday in November 27th, tentatively, worst case scenario, December 4th. But I'm like, depending on Gary, should be the 27th.
Okay.
Sunday.
Yes.
They
used to do pay-per-views.
Right. Yep. Again, waiting on Gary. It's either going to be 2 or 3 p.m. Pacific time. Don't know yet. So I'll have those details soon. But yes, coming soon. It's going to be Dork Side of the Ring, co-hosted by our man Joe's Atmosfere here. And we're going to have guests, interviews, recap the week in wrestling. Something I'm really looking forward to is like going over old stuff that maybe I haven't seen or he hasn't seen. So I don't know if it's going to be the first episode, but it's going to be one of the first 3. Got to talk to you about that pay-per-view you just had me watch, that 2018
the birth of AEW.
That was great. Yeah, it was great.
Yes.
So we've got that coming, and then I occasionally show up on Pop Culture Minefield with their, it just, I'm like
at
the
random.
Kid. Yeah.
And and you, Dork Knight of Las Vegas, are one of the coolest there is. I appreciate you showing up.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, brother.
One more thing. I do want to.
Better show me some respect. RSPCT right now.
Yeah, the cream always rises to the top. No, one more thing though. So tomorrow, on Thursdays, on the Salty Trekker YouTube channel, we review Andor, and we're also going to be
something I'm surprisingly interested in and enjoy so far.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
New episode today. I haven't watched it yet. Matt,
I did.
The new one.
I like today's episode.
It's only got 2 episodes left, right?
No, one more after this. Well, 2 for you. Yeah.
Right.
But But yeah, man. Okay, yeah. 3 minutes. 3 minutes.
Get out of here.
Yeah, I gotta go, man.
Out of here, man. We'll see you later.
guys
Take
later.
care. It's
Have
good
a
to
good
see you,
day.
Danny. Thanks for
Enjoy
coming.
your show,
John.
Dork.
Nice meeting you, Matt.
Nice to meet you. You know,
Now we
go
can talk
ahead.
about him.
Yeah, right now we can talk shit about it. Nah, we ain't gonna do that to Danny. Go ahead, Matt. What you got?
I was just gonna say, the thing about Andor is, from what I've seen of it, I mean, I like it better than the Mandalorian or anything else that Disney Star Wars is produced.
Yeah, it's sad to say it is the best thing they've made. It is,
and it's even better than some of the the Clone Wars stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That that was on Cartoon Network back in the day. I mean, I know that's live action versus animation, but it's better than at least some of that stuff. And the problem is, I think us in this group, this
fellowship,
kind of large,
this corner of the internet, yes,
this corner of the internet. I think we need to make sure that we're being intellectually honest. So if there is something that Disney produces that's at least a B-,
right? Oh,
say
trust
it's a B-.
Yeah,
don't say it's an F.
Yeah, absolutely.
I will say Andor. I really like The Mandalorian. The first, the seasons that we've gotten. I don't know what's going to happen now, especially since Gina's not on it. So, she's a major character that they kicked off for no reason.
Right.
Anyway, but no, it is miles better than Obi-Wan and Boba Fett was.
Yeah.
I'll have to take your word on both of those because the only thing I watched of either one of those episodic shows, I'll say, was the first episode of Boba Fett. As soon as he didn't kill the messenger from town, I turned it off. I was like, no, this is an old man trying to get into heaven now. What the fuck is this?
Obi-Wan was you could, I'd heard rumors about there being a lot of rewrites with Obi-Wan.
Mm-hmm.
I think I could have maybe figured that out without even hearing those rumors. It was just a jumbled mess.
Yeah.
You can't have Ian McGregor and have you can't have. I mean, you can't have something that bad with him in it without trying.
Yeah. No kidding. Because he's great.
It was rough.
He may be an idiot, just like a lot of those Hollywood types, but he's a great actor. No doubt about it.
Andor's got me invested because I want to know what happens to Andy Serkis's character. Is he going to survive?
Right. Because he can't swim. Holy shit. What the fuck? Oh my God. How's he going to get out of there? That's the last episode I saw. That was the end of it.
Yeah, that was last week's episode.
Yeah. Let's see. Martin Acosta says, I really like Andor, both the show and the character since Rogue One. The character's cool, but he's kind of vanilla.
He's the only problem with the show.
Yeah, he is really the only problem with the show. I think he's a little bit vanilla. I love Skarsgård's character. I love that guy. He just seems like something tells me he's going to die by the end of this. Something tells me he's going to die.
Although it's a pretty big name, so that might keep me.
Right.
Might keep him. But scene where.
But the fact that we see Mon Mothra. Wow. Is so awesome.
Something's going to happen that has to push her fully into instead of just throwing some money at the problem.
She's like half stepping at this thing. Now I understand why she threw the gangster out of her house in that last episode. She's not going to pimp out her own daughter. No, she's not doing that. But I mean, the fact that we're talking about a Star Wars show like this is fucking fantastic.
I think her husband's going to find out.
Yeah,
what she's up to, and I think that's going to lead to them parting ways or something.
It may lead. That may be what leads to Skarsgård's death. You know what I mean? I just got a feeling he's going to end up getting whacked by the end of this.
The scene where the elevator scene, I guess you could call it, in last week's episode, where Skarsgård is talking about what he sacrificed in comparison to the guy that's in the elevator.
Yeah.
I'm trying not to give too much away from anybody that hadn't seen it, but
right.
That 5 or 10 minute scene to me is the best thing in Disney Star Wars.
Yeah.
Other than I like the Vader hallway scene in Rogue One, but
Yeah, me and my friend were talking about that
Yep.
particular scene because we haven't talked to each other in a while. And since I've been spending time at the shop working on that sign, we're getting to catch up. And he said, yeah, Rogue One, he said, that scene with Vader in it was badass.
Yep.
But, and this is why he doesn't like prequels, he said, but this is the same guy that struggled against an old ass man in the first Star Wars movie, you know,
Right.
when he can do shit like that. And I was like, oh, come on, man. I mean, you know, these guys didn't have the Force and, you know, and stuff like that. But anyway, I just think I always hold out hope, man, that I'm one of those guys. You've seen me and my brother's show. He is a curmudgeon. He is the glass half empty guy. I am the glass half full guy. I'm always hoping I'm going to see something good, you know, and I think they can turn it around. Look, this is another thing me and my buddy were talking about today. Disney used to be an innovator. It used to be the house of ideas, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
My favorite thing that Disney's ever put out, and I think I've mentioned it before, is a story called Dr. Sin, alias the Scarecrow. Came out in the 60s. Our man Redshirt uses Patrick McGowan from The Prisoner for his avatar half the damn time. But I recognize that guy from Dr. Sin. He played that guy in the Disney show. And if you've never seen it,
I've never seen it.
It's fantastic.
Dr. Sin?
Dr. Sin, alias the Scarecrow. It's also known as the Scarecrow of Romney Marsh. It was released in the States on Disney television in the late 60s and early 70s as a 3-part miniseries. And the same story, same film, was reduced down to a 2-hour movie and released in Great Britain called Dr. Sin, alias the Scarecrow.
Not to be confused with there was a show in the 80s, I think, with Bruce Boxleiter. Is that he said?
Scarecrow and Mrs. King.
Yeah, Scarecrow and Mrs. King.
Yeah,
so not to be confused with
nothing like that. This takes place during the Revolutionary War.
Right.
Okay. But it takes place on the southern coast of England. And it's a great period piece, man. It's really cool.
Well,
is it related to Dr. Sin, the Scarecrow of Romney Marsh?
Yes. That's it.
Okay.
Now, it's been made a couple of times. Look for the one with Patrick McGowan. All you have to do is go to IMDb and type in Dr. Sin, and it's SYN, not SIN. Okay.
Yeah, I'm looking at it's.
I can pull it up for you real quick.
Not saying who's. I'm looking on Amazon right now to see who's in it.
It's hard to find. My wife found a DVD of it for me, and I think it's a knockoff DVD because I've only seen them release it once. You remember when they had those Disney Legends collections that they put out? They put it out once. One of those limited releases they like to do, and it's worth an arm and a leg on eBay now. You know, one of those. So let's see. Vince says, I see it that Vader was more cautious in New Hope. Yeah. Of course, he was fighting a fully trained Jedi, as they like to say.
It's just a shame with Disney.
There's a book too. I might try and track down the book.
Yeah, now it's based on a book, no doubt. And they've done the story before Disney did it, but that's really the version that I love right there. Let's see. Vince says, and you have seen Star Wars SC-38 reimagined. What?
I have. So it's where there was it was basically sort of a fanfic in the sense that they took the scene on the Death Star between Kenobi and Vader, their duel, and they enhanced it, and it's well done.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
cool.
I mean, you could,
is that one of those fan things done on YouTube or something?
Yeah, but you could conceivably take that and replace.
Yeah.
The scene in the movie.
Same result.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Same high points. Yeah.
Did you find it, John?
I'm not saying where I found it.
Yeah.
But I found it, and I will be adding it to my collection. We'll just
there you go, brother. There you go. But yes, you need to check it out. It is some of the best Disney stuff there is, man. Now it came from the era. Actually, the stuff I watched when I was a kid was the Kurt Russell movies.
Computer wore tennis shoes.
Yeah. The Strongest Man in the World.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm still amazed he became a normal adult.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Still amazes me.
Didn't we talk one time about doing an entire show about that? Kids growing up in Hollywood and how they end up?
Yeah. I mean,
it's
there's a lot of, I mean, Aaron Carter, that's a recent one.
Yeah, there you go.
But
Yeah, he
it's
passed
just
away.
one of many.
Mm-hmm.
And if they don't pass away, they end up having a lot of times difficult lives. Look at Britney Spears. I mean, it goes on and on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah,
crazy.
The thing with with I know we had kind of strayed away from it, but with Andor,
Mm-hmm.
I'm really interested to see how that season ends. But it's just a shame with Disney. Used to Disney was that type of brand that if you heard it, you thought quality.
Mm-hmm.
Probably 10, 15 years
Absolutely.
ago.
Absolutely.
It's like to this day, if I hear Nintendo, even though I haven't bought a Nintendo product in many years, I think of it like consistent.
Yeah.
A consistent product, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers would definitely say yes to that, and that's why
I love that.
He's a shill for that stuff, man.
That clip they'll play where he's saying, "I love Nintendo."
Yeah.
But
Vince Womack says, "Too bad Disney named his character in Sky High, not Dexter." Okay.
I'm not getting that.
I think he's talking about the Medfield movies that we're talking about.
Oh.
Yeah. Let's see.
Oh, that he's
Sky High, not Dexter. Yeah, his name was Dexter. I remember that. Yeah. Okay. Took me a second. He says, "Sorry, brain fart." That's cool. I knew where you were going with it, man. I knew you were going with it. But yeah, it used to be quality, absolutely. And it's hard for me to nail down when they went the way they did, but they can turn it around. They just have to look. Everybody watch what Zaslav's doing. I can't say it enough. This same buddy I've been talking to. I know I keep coming back to it. Mark and I have been talking a lot while I've been working on the sign. He is totally checked out of this stuff, guys. Totally checked out of it. Okay. As a matter of fact, he hasn't even watched the Terminal List yet, and he's got Prime, and he hadn't watched it yet. I was like, dude, you need to check that one out. He said he reaches on his list to watch, and but he's totally checked out of the superhero genre. That's for sure. Of course, he works in a comic book shop. He sees all the crap the big two are pumping out, and he's gone back to reading novels, man. He just, he really just can't get into it these days. But we were having this discussion about Disney today, and I said, it's hard to nail down. He said, well, it was Eisner. And I said, well, I mean, they were doing good when he was there. He said, yeah, but he's the one that started them down that path. And I tend to think it's when they started making these, like I said, they were innovators, but now all of a sudden they've become like, I want to say they started this about the time they started doing live action remakes of their animated classics.
Yeah.
Okay. Because that's when they started that's all they do now. When did you see something new out of Disney? It's all rehashes or them buying new stuff. Let's see. Vince says, I've checked out of a few years ago. Most up-to-date movie I saw was Spider-Man Homecoming. Really?
Watch No Way Home.
You need to see No Way Home. That's the best one, buddy. We got Anima Confucia here. Hi, guys.
That's who I was waving at.
I figured you were. I figured I better check the chat. Just trespassing in chat today. Okay. Good to see you, darling. Let's see. Yeah, he's saying hi to her, and so is our man Martin. Okay.
It wasn't Eisner. It was what's-his-face, the guy before Chapek. That wouldn't go away.
The other Bob Iger?
Yeah, Bob Iger. Bob Iger is where this all started going haywire.
Yeah, that's what I think too. But like I said, Martin's saying after this, I'm going to watch Vox Machina. Now, is that the one that's based on a Dungeons and Dragons?
Yes,
bunch?
It's based on Critical Role's
I have got to check that out. Yeah.
First Dungeon and Dragon campaign. Now, the first 2 episodes are based on the part of the campaign before they started putting it on YouTube.
Okay.
because they're a bunch of voice actors that got together and they were playing D&D, and they're
said, voice actors.
Yes.
Wow.
Matt Mercer's the DM. He's done a lot of voices. The voice of Thor in the animated series.
Okay.
In all the video games and stuff.
I've said it before, but I'll say it again to you. I don't watch animated stuff that much.
Okay.
But this intrigues me because I'm an old Dungeons & Dragons player.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So basically there's a bunch of voice actors. Ashley Johnson, who's she was actually in the Avengers. She was the waitress that Cap saves.
Mm-hmm.
He
says he's already seen it, but he's got to take a few notes. Is that what the show's on tomorrow? That's right.
Yeah.
Because House of Dragon's over with, right?
She was a little girl in Growing Pains.
Yeah, she was.
Okay.
But she's a voice actor. She's they've got the woman who does a lot of voices for World of Warcraft. She's Jaina Proudmoore. Travis Willingham, who does Thor. He's also they're all pretty much in World of Warcraft at some place. But
okay.
So basically they're a bunch of video game and animated voice actors. Mm-hmm. So they got together, they're friends, they started playing D&D, and they decided, hey, let's put this on YouTube and see what happens. Yeah. Well, it blew up. It's huge. Yeah. Critical Role has...
There's a lot of... Now, I got to tell you, before you go any further, there's a lot of groups out there that go on Twitch and do it and stuff. Yeah. But to have voice actors doing it, that must be amazing.
It is. They do...
they're obviously doing it in character.
Yes. They do it. They do it in Twitch. They do it on Twitch. When I said YouTube, that's just they put it on YouTube too. Mm-hmm. But they do stream it on Twitch, and that's where they start. They make like $10 million a year or something on Twitch just for their show.
Yeah,
it's just ridiculous numbers. Mm-hmm. But no, and they've done it. Basically, their animated is the first 2 arcs of the first.
That's amazing. So somebody recorded it, so they'd have it.
Well, yeah, you can go back and watch. You can go back and watch it start at the beginning and just watch all the campaigns. They're on their 3rd campaign now.
Right.
I've been watching them for years.
Well, Twitch, they dump your videos after about 45 days.
Yeah,
somebody must have kept them and uploaded them.
Yeah, they're all on. You can go back and watch on YouTube.
Okay. All right. There you go. Yeah. See, I do that with my video gameplay on my Twitch show. From Sunday nights, I put them up in 1-hour segments during the week.
And I think
when you see alerts for me putting out a video at 11 o'clock on a weekday, that's what's going up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I know at one point Joe Manganiello, and some other actors had a group.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's actually shows up as a guest character at the end of the first season or the first campaign. In the final arc, he shows up. His character, he's playing one of his characters that is it's in his, because he puts out all the t-shirts and stuff, right. And he's got that Death Saves group.
Have you ever played Dungeons and Dragons, Matt?
I have not.
Yeah,
I've never gotten into any RPG.
When I was a kid, man. We used to piss off our girlfriends every Saturday night. We were at a guy's house just rolling dice and getting out the graph paper and the pewter figures and having a good time, man.
The closest I've come is I have read some of the RPG Star Wars books because they have actual stories as a
I'm sure there's an RPG game out there for that.
There's been several.
What
Star
I
Wars
understand,
games.
there's been a really good one called Knights of the Old Republic on computer for a long time.
Yeah. That's it. Knights of the Old Republic 1 and 2.
I heard there's a reimagining of it coming up, though.
Yeah, we
kind of scared.
Yep.
I hate when they say reimagining.
I know.
When I hear reimagine, I think you don't have any new ideas.
Right. Yeah. Let's see. Martin says I've already seen it, but I have to take notes for tomorrow. Okay, I think I already read that. Let's see. Anima says, but I am the notes person. But anyway, they're talking about Pop Culture Minefield. If you've never watched them, Matt, they do a show at 10 o'clock in the morning, morning coffee with Gary. And
Martine says that game was canceled.
That game was canceled. Which one? Oh,
the reimagining of
the reimagined one? Is that what you're talking about, Martin? clarify what you're
I've watched
talking about, man.
some pop culture minefield streams. I'm not sure what's funnier when Gary breaks someone's balls or when someone breaks his. I can't, it's hilarious either way.
Well, my show's on Fridays.
Yeah, he started hosting one on Fridays.
Yeah, sorry you were on one, without the two.
Gary and Keith, yeah. So because this week I'm doing Roger Corman and Lloyd Kaufman.
He says, "Yep, Knights of the Old Republic was canceled last time I checked."
Good.
Okay, cool.
And they've had expansions come out over the years.
Yeah.
But you never know. Yeah, that's true. I tell you what I'm looking forward to, guys, when it comes to Star Wars gaming. Now, I haven't finished Jedi Fallen Order yet.
Oh, it's a great game.
It's fun, but it's got a little bit too much Tomb Raider to it. I'm not into the fucking puzzle solving shit.
Okay.
Give me something to kill, will you?
I like the puzzle solving. So
yeah, well, different strokes for different folks.
Yeah.
We've discussed this before. I'm not a first-person shooter guy. It's just certain things I don't like. But something I'm really looking forward to. I saw a trailer not too long ago about let's see, what is the name of that studio? I know the name of the studio like the back of my hand. I love their game.
Studio Ghibli.
No. It's the one that did Beyond Two Souls with Elliot Page before he was Elliot. It's a fantastic. It's one of my top 5 favorite games, man. Beyond Two Souls, and the name of the studio is. Hang on, I've got the game down here. Hang on.
We'll see who can get it faster.
Was it EA that did Jedi Fallen Order?
Yes.
Okay. Because I've heard, again, I just.
It's Quantic Dream.
Quantic Dream. Okay.
You got it faster. That's them. I love everything they've ever done. I did. I've got Hard Rain. I've got Beyond Two Souls. They did another one called Detroit Become Human that I.
Oh, that was a good game.
They're making a fucking Star Wars game, dude.
Star Wars Eclipse.
Yes. Have you seen the trailer for this thing?
No, I haven't.
Oh my God! Hang on a second. I don't give a shit if I get hit.
But I haven't.
Detroit
I will show you
Human,
this.
Oh man, if it's as
yeah,
well
the
written,
graphics alone will be worth just watching, right? I mean, if you've never seen this stuff, Matt, they do games that are basically movies. You're playing a movie and you're interacting with the environment to push the story forward. It's really interesting the way they do things. And that Beyond Two Souls game, I mean, even if you're not into Elliot or Ellen or whatever you want to call it at the time, the Page person. And I hope he's living his best life. I was a big fan before he did that, and I'll be a fan, in the future if he does something good. Let's see. What is
There's
Martin
a petition
talking about?
for Elliot Page to replace Ezra Miller.
Yeah, well, there shouldn't be. Don't sign that, people.
I didn't.
Let's see. And remastered Republic Commando. Let's see. All I want is a remastered Force Unleashed. I'm about to start that this Sunday. I'm going to do a walkthrough of it. I'm going to play through both of them, buddy.
Republic Commando.
I think that right there is my favorite story in the extended universe of Star Wars.
Oh.
I don't know if you know that story or not, Matt, but that right there, basically,
he may be a little overpowered.
Yeah, he may be a little overpowered, but the thing I love about it is he's the reason why the fucking rebellion starts. That's just, it's just so
That's
awesome,
like his family crest or something.
Yes. Fortunately, Quantic Dreams ported everything to PC. That's fine. I have Detroit and Beyond. I love Beyond. Dude, I have a playthrough on YouTube of Beyond Two Souls. Trust me, it's there. You can go watch it. Want to see Leslie Nielsen, Detroit Become Human?
All you just the first half of the sentence is enough. Want to see Leslie Nielsen?
Want to see Leslie Nielsen? Yes. And he says yes. I've seen it. Okay. Let me find this real quick.
I don't know. The Star Wars game I always liked was Shadows of the Empire.
Yeah,
that was real popular. Yeah.
I think there was a Starfighter game that I got
with Shadows of the Empire. There was a whole multimedia promotion where literally every facet of entertainment had something from Shadows of the Empire.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
put out like a vinyl record, which came out within the past year or two, even though all this other stuff's from back in the 90s.
Yeah. Now I'm going to show this. They'll probably hit me for it, but I just don't care, because if you guys haven't seen this, you're going to see why I'm so hyped for this. Hang on one second, because I can cut it out of the damn video if they really want me to. But I don't understand why people would cut out trailers, because you're just helping push the product. I don't understand why they do that. But check this out. This is the trailer for Star Wars Eclipse.
Yeah, or maybe play it and start and stop. That might help.
Immediately, the graphics are on a different level. If you've never seen their games, buddy, their graphics are off the chain.
Yeah, they do.
They always have been.
Kind of reminded me of the Andor trailer with the playing the.
And it's Lucasfilm. Hey, what a deal! Hopefully, it's not too woke. The asteroid field. Where's the Millennium Falcon? Ooh, that thing looks like it's coming apart.
Is that
Look
the
at that
ghost?
city. The ghost? I hope not.
Oh, from Rebels.
The ghost. You talking about Slave One?
No. Ghost. It's the ship that belongs to Hera from Star Wars Rebels.
Okay. See, I don't watch any of that stuff. That's animated, isn't it?
Yeah. But it's they're all show up in Ahsoka. So
okay. Check out the aliens in the marketplace. Very Star Wars feel to it, guys.
Yep.
That has a very Mos Eisley feel to it. Hang on, let's see what's going on here. I've got Mudbug saying, "Hey, old man Joe, what's up, Don? It's good to see you, buddy. Good to see you." And Martin said, "Nope." And he was talking about it being Ghost. Let's see. It looks more like the Razor Crest, which is I think that's the Mandalorian ship, isn't it?
Yeah, it is the one that got blown up.
Yoda. We got a naked C-3PO in the house. Look out. What the hell?
Can I put a nudity warning on this?
Now, I just got to tell you something, man. These are game graphics, buddy. If you've never played one of their games, I'm telling you, it's like playing a cutscene. You know, a cutscene in a game?
Right.
It's like you're playing through that.
Awesome.
The mechanics, I can't really explain to you. You'd have to play it to understand it, but it has a lot to do with different visual cues you get and stuff like that. It's almost like, I guess the best way to explain it would be, it would be like playing Dragon's Lair. Back in the day, if you remember. If you made the wrong decision, he died, right? It's kind of the same thing. You take a hit if you make the wrong decision in this game, kind of thing. Dude, look at that visual. Is that not badass?
It is impressive.
That's awesome.
Oh my God. I'm sorry. I'm a geek for Star Wars when it's good. Trade Federation. There's something big
even
going
people
on
that
here.
rip on current state of Star Wars, they tend not to go hard in the paint on the games.
No, they don't. But this, here's the bad thing. This trailer came out. Oh, I'll look it up here in a second. It was last year sometime. But these games that they make take about 3 or 4 years to make because they put so much detail into it. Yeah. So it's going to be a while before we see this game. But I'm just looking forward to it so much. Trade Federation once again. out those weren't those the ones that the Jedi were flying?
Yeah, those are Jedi.
ones?
Those are Jedi fighters.
I mean, they are flying. There's a bunch of them chasing them sons of bitches.
Avatar. No, just joking.
Right? Blue skin. Ooh. Who the hell is this guy?
It's Neo.
It's gonna be a Sith Lord. That's what it's gonna be.
Don't look at the corona.
Don't look at the corona. You'll get warts on your hands. Oh, wrong thing. Sorry. Quantic Dream. Love that studio. Takes them a long time to put a game out, but man, love everything they do. And when I found out they were making a Star Wars one, I was like, what? Where does it say the date on here that it was put out?
So that's something I've noticed with YouTube the past week or so is, and there may be a way to find the date if you.
Here it is, December 9th, 2020. This came out almost this time last year. Yeah. So we've got about 3 more years before we see this game, but I am so hyped for it, man. My God. Was that not badass looking, dude?
It was awesome.
Oh my God.
And if it has the role-playing level of Detroit Becoming Human, it's going to be an amazing game.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Detroit Become Human, it was kind of unlike their other games. The other games, they had different endings and stuff, but you were playing as the same character the whole time. Detroit Become Human, one thing I do like about that is you're playing as several characters. I did like that. That's
you get to see the
cool.
story from all the angles.
Yeah, it's very cool. I highly recommend it, Matt. If you're into video games, you need to check out some of their stuff. Hard Rain I think they had one before Hard Rain. I'm not sure what it was called. It had, I think it was called Inferno. It had something to do with fire. I can't remember exactly what it was called. Fahrenheit, I think, is the name of it.
Fahrenheit.
I think Fahrenheit was their first game. And they've done nothing, but every game they've made has been a quantum leap, if you want to call it that, forward in their production value. It is
Beyond Two Souls is considered one of the best games ever made.
Yeah, well,
by a lot of people.
It's in my top 5, man. When I did the playthrough on Twitch this last time, it was the 4th time I'd played it through. I've played it through and gotten every ending, but I'll save it at the end and just do something different. You know what I mean? But there's certain things that game right there. All your actions have consequences. Like there's one part where she almost gets laid, right? But there's a chapter earlier in the game. If you stay in this bar as a teenager, as this chick, and get attacked, she's too scared to have sex later on in the game. Right?
Wow.
Yeah, it's a fucking great game. It is awesome. But if you leave that bar and don't get attacked, then she'll hook up with homeboy later on in the game. It's fantastic. I've played it through so many times and I just dig it. It's awesome because she's somebody with mental powers. She can move things with her mind. She can create shields to repel bullets and stuff. And she gets recruited by the CIA. It's right up the alley of anybody that hangs in our circle. I'm telling you. The only reason why people wouldn't play it is because of who's in it. That's the only reason why they wouldn't play it. Because if it was a dude character, they'd play it all day long. You know what I mean? But it's a fantastic game. And but anyway, well, guys, we have come to the end of our show for today. We didn't even get to the FTX. We got so into Star Wars, and I can't believe Knock's not watching because he's usually the one that does that. We ended up we went from Trump into Star Wars and never left.
You didn't get into how the government sends money to a certain Eastern European country, which funds it back and forth with FTX, which funds it to a certain political party.
Any of that. I will say this though, I highly recommend if you don't know anything about the background of this FTX deal and why this fucking methamphetamine doing dude and his ugly ass girlfriend have flattened the crypto market, which I think is a Ponzi scheme anyway. I highly recommend going and watching Upper Echelon Gaming's video on it. If you haven't seen that,
gotcha. I've heard of that.
Upper Echelon Gaming does some great research on these subjects. And dude, the amount of nepotism that went into making that kid a millionaire,
yeah,
it's pretty ugly. And it's people that control our money.
I would compare that market to like the NFT stuff. It's like
they're all out of MIT. It's ridiculous, man. Yeah. It's ridiculous. Let's see. Hang on, we got some stuff here I got to get to right here at the end. Let's see. Vince says, I remember a time when a trailer like this would give me goosebumps. This one does because I love the studio, bro. Not necessarily the Star Wars feel to it, but man, the visuals in that are just badass. Yeah. Voldemort, he who shall not be named. Heavy Rain. Yeah. Is that the name of that game? Heavy Rain? I thought I said, is it Heavy Rain or Hard Rain? I thought
it's Heavy Rain.
Is it Heavy Rain? Okay. And let's see. Who knows? Maybe they will remake Beyond to reflect Paige's new self. Hey, I would look. I have no problem with that. What that girl did and the guy that she is now. I have no problem with it. I really don't. Whatever makes you the best you. That's fantastic. But what I have a problem with Mr. Page is the way he likes to freak out when he doesn't have information and start calling people out when he really shouldn't. It's really stupid.
Yeah. I just don't like the victim card.
The victim card sucks. It's dumb. But he looks like a much happier person now. So hey, more power to him.
Yeah, but that makes him happy. That's good for him.
That's it. He's not hurting me. He's not hurting anybody else. And it's making him happy. So there you go. Well, listen, guys. Let's see. John, we're going to start with you. Let them know where they can see you this week. I'm going to try and be there Friday morning, but I ain't making no promises. I got to finish that. Finish that sign. So.
My Ugly Mugs Giant. You can find me Friday morning on Pop Culture Minefield at 10 a.m. We are doing a show about Roger Corman, and
you would do it when I'm busy, you sucker.
And Lloyd Kaufman.
Okay.
Who are very important people in the movie industry. If you don't know who they are, you'll get an education.
Roger Corman is the king of the bad movie. So bad it's good. Yes. Battle Beyond the Stars. That's all I got to say.
Yep. Actually, the Godfather would be William Castle, but
yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I guess Lloyd Kaufman would be like the Crown Prince.
Yeah. If you don't know who Lloyd Kaufman is, and both these people have given somebody important in the movie industry their start.
Yes, absolutely.
And on Tuesdays, you can find me during the week on most shows as a panel member on Pop Culture Minefield on most shows. But on Tuesdays on my own stream, it's youtube.com/@RealDasWolfen. I stream on Tuesdays at 4 Central. And I go about an hour and a half. Talk about whatever topics are current and play some classic games.
Yeah.
With my new controller that I built.
Yes. He makes me jealous with the gear he gets. Thanks a lot for being here, John. I appreciate you, man.
Thanks for having me.
No problem. Matt, tell him what's up with you, man.
Yep. Nothing to promote. Just want to say that appreciate you having me on, and for everybody in the chat, and just make sure to support, everybody in this sphere we're in. And, one of the great things about, the different channels is not everybody agrees on everything, but I think we all tend to agree that freedom of speech is vital. And that's all I got.
All right. Well, listen, guys, thanks for being here. This guy is so humble, man. But look, Matt did a great job being the backup co-host. Everybody needs a good backup quarterback, and he was a good backup quarterback for the football stream this weekend when Knock was out looking for a new place to hang his hat. Knock should be back this weekend, so you guys Well, I'll let you know that in a minute. But another place you can see him, and I really like it when he gets on there with him, is Wes's Whatever Cast, which is later on tonight about 10 p.m. Central, I think, is when he starts, right, Matt?
Yep, about 10.
You'll either see Matt in the chat or actually there talking with Wes. Yeah, I'm with him on this. You guys support everything these guys do. And let me let you know what's going on with the channel. You guys know I always like to do a little self promotion before we get out of here. Of course, you're watching State of the Atmosfere. That's the show where I get together with my friends and just talk about wherever it takes us. I come in here with a couple of ideas for the show, and then we go from there. As you saw, we didn't even get to one of the topics I was going to bring up tonight. It's no big deal. We had a good time talking. That's every Wednesday, 5:30 to 7:30 Central, 6:30 to 8:30 Eastern. And then tomorrow night, you'll be able to see my brother, Mr. Highlander, another Danny that's likes to rail. Yeah. It's the brothers hack the matrix. We have a headline driven show. It's fast paced, and we just make comments about what happened in the week that was in the clown show that is 2022. I'm sure he's going to have a lot to say about Mr. Trump and the FTX deal. No doubt about that.
Yep.
No dead air allowed.
No dead air allowed in that show, no doubt. You better keep it moving, man. And then, of course, you get to watch me create my comic book. I will be plotting actually, this weekend is a special show from a show I will be at. It's a craft show called Shop Till You Drop. My cousin runs it, and it's in the Bossier Civic Center, the city we live in. And I'll be broadcasting live from there. Probably not for very long, but it'll start at 1:30. The next week, you'll see me plot the last page of the first issue of The Privateer.
Nice.
And we'll be working on the cover after that. So be sure to tune in every Saturday at 1:30 Central, 2:30 Eastern. And then, of course, we got the pregame party. That's our football preview for that NFL Sunday. I'm a big NFL fan. A lot of my friends like Matt and Knock and my brother are college football fans more than they are NFL. And they give us a good scouting report when they're on. And then we talk about the week that was and the week that will be in the NFL. And that's every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. Central, 11 a.m. Eastern, about 2 hours before kickoff of the early games. And then Sunday night, you'll be able to see me on Twitch having a few cocktails, video games, and fails. And like I said, I'm going to start, for you Star Wars fans out there, I'm definitely going to start the Force Unleashed walkthrough this weekend. I change games every hour, and that's after the games go off the air, 10 o'clock Central, 11 o'clock Eastern. So, for Das Wolfen and Small Town Republic and Joe's Atmosphere, I want to tell you guys, thank you for watching. And until we meet again, you guys keep on keeping on. God bless.